You're going to want to stick around to the end in this one, as we really do get some dramatics. Starting off spectating Edward, we're off to a flying start. But then all of a sudden, where's he gone? Here he is, look, causing chaos in turn 1. After causing one last bit of drama, this is the last that we'll see of this Edward. Anyway, let's get to the highlights. Same as before, we're off to a flying start. We're starting in P6, but thanks to Edward, we get to P4. What a guy. Whilst everyone behind is recovering, we take the opportunity to get settled in 4th place and make a plan on whether we're going to go for a podium or just settle in. This lap's a little sketchy, bear in mind we are on cold tyres. However, because I don't want you to get bored, I'm going to skip to the good bits. Maintaining race pace, managed to take advantage of this bekfists. Not even one lap later, the Edward and P1 bekfists himself off track. Another 3/4 of a lap later, the new Edward and P1 bekfists himself off track. He manages to maintain control, but he's lost too much speed for this next straight. He falls wide, I take the inside, because after all, I am the fastest Muppet. But until the end, that's enough about me. Maintain P1, and my race is kinda boring from here out. However, there is some drama going off behind. And trust me when I say drama at the end. We're watching a few positions behind now. Let's see how these Edwards perform. Baby Blue Edward is coming on the inside. Dark Blue Edward says, hadouken! Gives him a right good old kiss with a hadouken on top, and manages to keep a hold of this position. Skipping forward a lap, Whiskey River Edward starts to stick his nose in. Baby Blue Edward now finds himself on the defence. Only now can a Baby Blue Edward start to appreciate the pressure felt when you're trying to defend. He stops using all the track, his race pace starts to slow, and this enables Whiskey River Edward to keep piling on the pressure. Here he is again, Whiskey River Edward, making Baby Blue Edward sweat, drifting between both side mirrors. Approaching what I call one of the more difficult corners on this track, can Baby Blue Edward maintain his composure and hold Whiskey River Edward off a little longer? He unsettles the car a little bit too much and runs wide on the exit. He loses too much speed and Whiskey River Edward takes advantage. That's both Whiskey River and Baby Blue Edward's story coming to an end. But just a couple more positions behind, some more drama starts to unfold. Hadouken! Red and white Edward smashes into black Edward. Bosh! Sending him facing the wrong way into the pits. And from the looks of this Edward, it wasn't the first time he gave somebody a good old hadouken. Back to Whiskey River, and this time Dark Blue Edward. Coming up to the last lap, Whiskey River Edward is looking to take Dark Blue Edward's position. But does he manage it? Dark Blue Edward comes off wide. Whiskey River Edward manages to take 3rd place. Jumping to the end of the lap, it's time to see the drama that hit me. And can you remember P1, who bekfisted himself off track? The race is finished and I'm just coming back around to the pits. And Edward's being awkward. My Edward senses tingle. Bosh! Have that, sunshine. Have that for your breakfast. Obviously upset, the original Edward in P1 decides to wreck me even though it's the end of the race. I had a funny feeling this was coming, so as I got alongside him, I slammed on the brakes. Edward pit manoeuvres himself. Bosh! Hadouken! Go on, sunshine, tell us how that tastes. And it doesn't even have grounds to report me on retaliation. If you watched this far, I really appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next one.